Hello everybody, welcome to an overview of Cedar Brae's Men's Day for 2023. Now this overview is really designed for people that are new to Men's Day or if you're just interested in some of the changes that we're making this year. We are making some changes this year based on feedback we got from the town hall that we held in December, as well as some feedback we received over the course of last season. So if you did make a suggestion, hopefully you'll see some of that or see it reflected somewhere here in this presentation. Okay, well, what is Men's Day? Well, to many of us, it really means Wednesday because every Wednesday between mid-May and mid-September, we hold Men's Day at Cedar Brae. And we are making a couple of exceptions this year because our opening day and our mid-season, or some point in the mid-season, we're going to hold two shotguns where everybody obviously plays at the same time. And again, this is in response to feedback we received that indicated that there's a strong desire to see some shotguns mixed in with the regular Men's Day format. Now, for those of you that are new to Men's Day, you should know that Men's Day is a 9-hole only game. Now, you may be playing 18 holes, but only 9 holes will count towards your Men's Day score, and those 9 holes are designated by the pro shop on that day. The most important thing you need to know, though, is that we want you to come out and everybody is welcome. If you're a male gold member or silver member, intermediate, senator, play day, or weekday, you're eligible to play and you're very much encouraged to play. Doesn't matter what level of play you're at, it really doesn't. We're all about having fun. And so we really encourage everyone to come out to Men's Day. Okay, well, one of the changes we made this year is we're putting an increased focus on the team aspect of Men's Day. So in order to do that, a couple of things we've done. First of all, we've increased the number of teams from 6 to 8 this year. And the other thing we've done is we're going to create the teams through the Pro Shop. The Pro Shop will actually ensure that the teams are balanced by way of handicap. Normally what we would do is we would have a draft of some sort. We're dispensing with that in favor of ensuring that we have very balanced teams going into this. The other thing that we're introducing this year as a means of not just identifying teams during play, but also to increase camaraderie and maybe a little competitive spirit, is we're introducing team shirts. Now, these team shirts are available for $50. It's completely optional. You don't have to do it, although why wouldn't you? And take a look at them. Justin's done a really great job of selecting the shirts that we have. These are the actual colors that we're going to be sporting on Men's Day. So 8 colors, 8 teams. Really, I think it's going to make a big difference being able to see which team you're competing with while you're competing. So since we've dispensed with the draft, one of the things that we thought we would do is we would bring in a fun naming event that is a team naming event. Historically, the teams have been named after the captain for each team, which seems kind of silly. So we've decided that we can make it even sillier by having each team choose their own team. And we'll do that sometime in May. So look for more details there. And probably the most important change we've made, which I think makes a far more team-oriented game, is that we're taking all the leading, or what we refer to as counting players for each team, and they're going to win prizes if they're in a winning team. Now, I'll talk a little bit more about what a counting player is, but what I can tell you is that historically you could count for your team in terms of its score, contribute to it week after week after week, and never win any prizes. Well, we're changing that. If you're part of a winning team, you're going to get paid if you're one of the contributors. Okay, so let's take a look at the actual regular season format. All right, a couple of things that we're eliminating. We're eliminating the head-to-head games, at least during the regular season. We're also getting rid of the game of the week. That was kind of a quirky little thing we had. Some people liked it, some people didn't. We're dispensing with it, at least for this year. And we're also getting rid of the participation points. These are something that we used to collect season long in order to encourage participation. But participation's pretty good, and we're going to try this out, at least for this year. Now, what we're keeping, however, is we're keeping the popular skins game. So, and we're also keeping the 4 flights, the flighted skins game that we've had for the last year or two. That's to keep it equitable. And there's good money in there for individual outperformance, so that's staying right where it has always been. Men's Day Handicap is also another thing we're keeping this year. For those of you that are not familiar, this is like it's similar to your Golf Canada handicap. It's just that we compute it and it's based primarily on Men's Day data. So if you don't have one, don't worry about it. We'll have one assigned for you. Okay, so every week, win or lose, you're going to be playing, obviously, and you're going to be earning points towards season-long prizes. I'll talk in a moment about how that's scored. So that's why it's important that you come on out. It's obviously it's fun too. And the 8 best players on every team. So a team maybe, depends on what day it is, but you might have 25 guys come out, 30 guys, who knows. And eight of those players will be the best players, and they will count or towards the team total or to the team score. And the way we do that is we take 3 players that are sporting the best low gross scores, and we combine them with the 5 best low net scores. And they also count towards the team total. And I'll walk through an example in just a second. But those are the 8 guys I'm talking about, the 8 scorers, the 8 counters rather. And this year, 8 teams playing, but the top 4 teams are going to win shop credit. And this is great because if you're part of the 8 players that contributed to your team's score, and you're in one of those top 4 teams, you're going to win shop credit. That's 32 guys every week. Now let's walk through a quick example. Let's say you're part of a team that just finished up, and you've had, I don't know, 20, 25 players out on your team, and you've come in and it's time to figure out what your score is. We'll do all this, of course, for you with our new software that we've got developed. Well, what we do is we take a look at our top 8 players. Here they are. The first 3 are sporting the best gross scores, and the bottom 5 here are the best net scores turned in for this particular team. So how do we score for this team? It's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is add up the 3 gross numbers with the 5 net numbers, and you come up with the team score. In this case, it's 295. All right, so this team, and we'll call it Team Red, Team Red has scored 295 for today's Men's Day. Well, how does that compare to everybody else? Well, in this case, it ended up being the best score because it was the lowest score. And you can see all the different scores here. These are just sample scores, obviously, for a one men's night. The good news is you don't have to be the top scorer here or the best scorer. You just need to be in the top 4 because all 4 of these teams are winners. And the people that contributed to those scores are the ones that are going to be taking home shot credit. So in this particular example, these guys. And they'll share that credit equally. Okay, so how does this work for the season-long scoring? Well, these are the same numbers. And instead of adding these numbers throughout the season, what we've decided to do is we're going to use a point system, a really simple point system. And what we're going to do is if you came in first place this week, you're going to get 8 points. And if you're in second place, you're going to get 7 points, and so on, all the way down to last place where you get 1 point. Now those points are added up every week for 16 weeks, and at the end of that 16-week period, the regular season, the team with the most points becomes the winner of the regular season. And there's pricing associated with that. We'll talk about that in a second. So once the regular season is over, it's time for the playoffs. And the playoffs are a lot of fun, and we've made a couple of changes this year. First of all, it's a 3-week playoff, so there's only 3 games that are played. It is a bracketed, it is a head-to-head format, and I'll give you an example in just a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to, in the first week, we're going to pit teams 1, the first place team from the regular season, against team 8. Then, the second place against the 7th, and so on. I should point out here, and this is important, that each of the winning teams, regardless of where you are in any of these 3 playoff games, each winning team will still earn shop credit in the exact same fashion that you do during the regular season. And same thing goes for the skins. We're running the skins game alongside both these games. And at the end of it all, there's going to be 2 teams that are going to finish in the end, and the top 2 teams will win the coveted playoff prizes, which end up in your locker. I should point out here as well that in order to win any of these prizes, you need to play at least 7 of the regular season games, or roughly half the Men's Day games. So let's walk through an example. As I mentioned, Team 1 would be pitted against Team 8 and Team 2 against Team 7, as you see here. This is what Week 1 would look like. And the teams, this is just an example, obviously. The teams on the right in blue are the winners, and the teams in green, or whatever that color is, are the losers for that Week 1. But we want everyone to play on Week 2 as well. So rather than just have the winners go on and figure out who the champion is going to be, they will do that. We're going to have all 8 teams play at the same time. So the ones above the red line there are going to compete for the championship, and the other ones are going to compete for kind of a consolation area. But don't forget, the regular games are going and the regular skin games are going. So this is what Week 2 would look like. And the final week, of course, will look like this. And so in this example, you can see that on the top, that Team 6 and Team 7 are in the finals, and it ends up that Team 6 is the big winner. And so congratulations, Team 6. You will get the big prize. The runner-up will also get some prizing as well. And the other team, well, you're playing, and I suppose it was fun. And anyways, who knows? You might have won a skin. Okay. Well, we can't talk about Men's Day without talking about fees and prizes. Well, I've talked a little bit about the prizes, but it's important to understand how they're funded. So one of the first things we're doing this year, and it is a change, is we're increasing the weekly men's night fee from $20 to $25. And how are we using that $25? Well, $6.50 will go to the weekly skins pot. Another $6.50 will go to the weekly team games. That's the 8 guys per team, all 32 that are winning Pro Shop credit. And the rest of the money is devoted to the season-long prizes. So we're going to have $5 a week collected for the regular season prizes, for that team that gained the most points. And the playoff prizes, we're collecting just a little bit more for just a little bigger prize. All right. So what do I need from you? Well, you need some feedback. If you could contact Justin by sending him an email at justin@cedarbraegolf.com and just indicate whether or not you think you'd be planning to participate in Men's Day this year. You don't have to play every week, although we'd love you to. You can come out as often as you can. I would suggest, though, that if you are going to come out, why not order a shirt? Those are nice shirts. And so let them know if you're interested in ordering a shirt. Just tell them what size would fit you best. And keep in mind it's $50 and it'll just be taken off your account. And that's really it. So thanks for listening. We look forward to seeing you on Men's Day, or as we like to refer to it, Wednesday.